from Infowars.com. I have a two-part question, I guess, for each of you. 350 organizations led by the American Academy of Pediatrics came out and wrote a letter to Mr. Trump saying they have unequivocal support for the current vaccine industry the way it's run now. They have total support. What kind of pushback, they haven't even created a commission yet. What kind of pushback do you expect in trying to lead something like this? And Mr. De Niro, is this something you could get behind a vaccine safety commission led by President Trump?
First of all, I would say this again. The 350, I think the AAP was the group that led that effort and got 350 health agencies to sign on. The studies that they cited in there were these studies. And I doubt if anybody actually read the studies, or very few of those people. But the idea, why would anybody not want a vaccine safety commission? That, I think, should be the question that everybody should ask. The commission would be, as President Trump envisioned, and me, it would be made up of Americans with the highest integrity, people who were household words, people who had not taken any position on this issue, just to look at the science. We need a debate on this. And for anybody to say that they're satisfied with the way that the vaccine program works today, where the vaccine program has paid out $3.3 billion to people who admittedly were injured, to say that that can't be improved on, that those children are just sacrifices for the greater good, that we can ask Americans to sacrifice their child so that some other child can remain free of measles, maybe sacrifice them to death. There's not been a single child in this country that's died of measles in a decade, but there's been 69 children who have died from the measles vaccine and been compensated by the government. Is that acceptable? Is that what those 350 organizations think is acceptable? I don't think so. If we had a commission, we'd look at the science. Science it's not subjective. It's not my opinion. It's objective. And the people that would staff that would populate that commission would be people that all of you would know. None of them, particularly not even scientists, but people who just say, wait a minute, this is either working or not, or we ought to be doing better. So, I don't see why anybody's scared of safer vaccines. I'm not out to hurt the vaccine program. I want to help it. I just want good science. I've been working for good science for 33 years on every issue. I don't see how, anybody has a legitimate objection to having another set of eyes on the vaccine program.
I am only concerned about this. Trump, I don't care about. If he does the right thing, he does the right thing. I don't have to be connected with him. It's about this, period.
Thousands of years ago, there was a basic form of chivalry. Our ancestors would hear the drums of war, giving the warriors of the tribe a chance to organize and prepare a defense. 60 years ago, when foreign air forces were approaching filled with bombs, they had drums of their own, air raid sirens. But in the 21st century, there are silent weapons for quiet war. Pathogens added to the food and water, and to the lining of plastics that destroy our vitality, turn off our hormones, and accelerate our journey towards death. I personally counter this onslaught with Anthroplex. Anthroplex is designed with known organic concentrated herbs to create the basic foundation to normal metabolic activity inside the human body. Discover why Anthroplex is turning so many heads today. It's time for us to take our bodies back into our own hands, and it starts at InfoWarsLife.com with Anthroplex.